Imagine this, a young woman, polished resume in hand, walks into what she thinks is the job interview of a lifetime. She's prepared, confident, ready to nail it. But here's the twist. Within minutes, she realizes something's off. The man across the desk isn't asking about her qualifications or her experience. He's asking about her favorite home-cooked meals, her thoughts on family, and whether she's ready to settle down. Wait, what? This isn't a job interview. It's something else entirely. And you're probably thinking, what's going on here? Did she walk into the wrong room, or is this guy for real? That's the mystery we're diving into today in this wild, true story that's blowing up all over the internet. She thought she was interviewing for a job. He was looking for a wife. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how this bizarre encounter unfolded, what happened to her, and the jaw-dropping truth behind his intentions. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of this. Let's get real for a moment. Have you ever walked into a situation thinking you had it all figured out, only to realize the rules of the game were totally different? Maybe it was a date that felt more like a business pitch, or a meeting where the vibe was just weird. We've all been there, right? That's why this story hits so hard. It's relatable, it's human, and it's got that psychological pull that makes you lean in closer. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into her shoes, feeling her confusion, her growing unease, and that moment when the penny drops. I'm talking directly to you because I know you're curious, just like I was when I first heard about this. You're here for the tea, and I'm serving it up hot. This isn't just some random story, it's trending everywhere, from YouTube searches to late-night group chats, because it's the kind of drama that makes you go, no way that actually happened? And I'm promising you right now. Keep watching, and I'll give you every single detail, no fluff, no filler. Just the good stuff that'll have you texting your friends about this video before it's even over. Now, let's set the scene. Picture a bustling city in the US. Think bright lights, busy streets, and that ambitious energy where everyone's chasing their dreams. Our main character, let's call her Emma for now, is a 20-something go-getter. She's got big plans, a vision board full of career goals, and a LinkedIn profile that's pristine. Emma's been grinding, applying to jobs, and finally lands an interview with a company that seems legit. The job posting? Perfect. Great salary, cool benefits, and a role that screams, this is my big break. She spends days prepping, practicing her answers, picking out the perfect blazer, even doing that power pose thing in the mirror to boost her confidence. You know the vibe. She's ready to walk in and own that room. But the man she's meeting, let's call him David, has a different agenda. David's not your typical hiring manager. He's charming, polished, maybe a little too smooth, and he's got a secret that's about to turn Emma's world upside down. I'm not going to spill all the beans just yet, but let's just say David's not looking for an employee. He's on a mission that's way more personal, and it's got nothing to do with a 401k or a corner office. Here's where it gets juicy. From the moment Emma sits down, the interview feels strange. David's questions aren't what she expected. He's not asking about her skills or her 5-year plan. Instead, he's digging into her personal life, her values, even her weekend routines. Do you enjoy cooking for others? He asks with a smile that's a little too warm. What's your ideal Sunday morning look like? Emma's thrown off, but she's a pro. She pivots, answers politely, thinking maybe this is some quirky company culture thing. But as the minutes tick by, the red flags start piling up. David's not taking notes. He's not looking at her resume. He's looking at her, like he's sizing her up for something entirely different. You can feel the tension building, right? You're probably wondering, Emma girl, why didn't you just walk out? And that's the thing. We've all been in moments where our gut's screaming, but we second-guess ourselves. That's what makes this story so gripping. It's not just about what happens. It's about why she stayed, what kept her in that chair, and how far David was willing to take this charade. I know you're hooked, because who wouldn't be? This story's got everything, deception, drama, and that, what's he gonna do next? Energy that's trending all over YouTube right now. People are searching for terms like crazy job interview stories, real-life plot twists, and shocking true stories, because they want to feel that rush of being in on something wild. And I'm here to deliver that rush straight to you. I'm not just telling you a story. I'm bringing you into it, making you feel like you're right there with Emma, heart racing, trying to figure out what's going on. You're not just a viewer, you're my partner in crime, piecing this puzzle together with me. And here's my master move to keep you locked in. I'm not going to let you down. Every twist, every reveal, every oh my gosh moment is coming your way, but you've got to stick with me to get it. Turn off those notifications, grab a snack, and let's dive deeper, because this is the kind of story that gets better with every minute. Let's talk about why this matters. This isn't just a random anecdote, it's a story about trust, ambition, and the unexpected ways people can throw you off your game. Emma's not just some character. She's you, me, or anyone who's ever chased a dream and hit a curveball. And David? He's the kind of person who makes you question everything. The themes here, deception, power dynamics, and the search for something real, are universal, but they're wrapped in a package that's so bizarre, so out there, that you can't look away. It's like a psychological thriller meets a viral TikTok trend, and it's blowing up because it taps into that curiosity we all have about other people's lives. You're probably thinking, okay, but what's the deal with David? Is he a creep, a hopeless romantic, or something else entirely? I'm not going to tell you yet, but I will say this. His motives are going to surprise you, and when you find out what's really driving him, you're going to be talking about this video for days. Now, I want you to feel something. Close your eyes for a second and imagine you're Emma. You've spent weeks stressing about this interview, picturing yourself crushing it, maybe even celebrating with a coffee and a victory dance afterward. You walk in, full of hope, and then, bam, everything you thought you knew gets flipped upside down. Can you feel that knot in your stomach? That mix of confusion and adrenaline? That's what this video's about. Capturing that raw, human experience and unpacking it so you can laugh, gasp, and maybe even rethink a few things about your own life. I'm here with you, guiding you through every step, because I know you're dying to know how this plays out. And I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm giving you the full scoop, but only if you stay with me. This is your invitation to lean in, get comfy, and let's unravel this mystery together. We're almost at the edge of the cliff, but before we get there, let's talk about the atmosphere. This story's got a vibe that's equal parts suspenseful and surreal, like a movie where you're not sure if you should laugh or hold your breath. The setting's familiar, a sleek office, a conference room, the kind of place you've probably been in before, but the stakes feel so much higher because of what's at play. Emma's trying to keep her cool, but the air's thick with unspoken questions. David's calm, almost too calm, and every word he says feels like a clue. You're going to feel that tension build as we go, and I'm crafting this so you can't help but want more. This isn't just a video, it's an experience, one that's trending because it's got that perfect mix of, what the heck, and, I need to know more. You're invested now, right? I can feel it. You're ready to see where this goes, to find out what Emma does when the truth starts to dawn on her. Here's where I leave you hanging, and trust me, it's worth it. Emma's still in that room, David's still smiling, and the questions are piling up faster than she can process them. Then, he says something, one sentence that changes everything. It's not about the job, it's not about her resume, and it's definitely not what she expected. What does he say? And what does Emma do when she realizes she's not interviewing for a job at all? You're going to have to keep watching to find out, because this is the moment where the story takes a turn you won't see coming. Hit that play button, stay with me, and let's find out together what happens next in this wild viral tale that's got everyone talking. Right where we left off, Emma's sitting in that sleek office conference room, her heart pounding as David's cryptic words hang in the air. He's just said something so out of left field that her mind is racing, trying to make sense of it. I'm not looking for an employee, Emma, he says, leaning back in his chair with that unervingly calm smile. I'm looking for someone to share a life with. The words hit her like a freight train, and for a split second, she's frozen, her polished resume suddenly feeling like a useless prop in her hands. Is this guy serious? Is this some kind of prank, or has she just stumbled into the most bizarre situation of her life? You're probably sitting there, just as stunned as she is, wondering how a job interview could take such a wild turn. This is the kind of crazy story that's trending all over YouTube right now. People are searching for shocking interview stories and real-life plot twists, because they crave the drama, the suspense, and the human messiness of it all. And trust me, we're only scratching the surface. Let's dive deeper into Emma's world, peel back the layers of this mystery, and figure out what's really going on here, because this tale is about to get even wilder, and I'm taking you along for every twist and turn. To understand how Emma ended up in this surreal moment, we need to rewind a bit and get to know her better. Emma's a 27-year-old graphic designer living in Chicago, a city buzzing with ambition and opportunity. She's the kind of person who's always had a plan. Color-coded planners, goal-setting apps, the works. Growing up in a small Midwest town, she was the kid who dreamed big, sketching logos in her notebooks and vowing to make it in the creative world. After college, she moved to the city, hustling through freelance gigs and late-night portfolio tweaks, always chasing that one big break. You can probably relate. Whether it's a career goal, a passion project, or just trying to level up in life, we've all got that fire driving us. Emma's been applying to jobs non-stop, and when she got the email from Peak Solutions, inviting her to interview for a senior designer role, it felt like the universe was finally giving her a win. The job description was perfect. Creative freedom, a solid paycheck, and a chance to work on projects that could put her name on the map. She spent days prepping, even splurging on a new blazer to look the part. But now, sitting across from David, she's starting to wonder if that email was too good to be true. You're probably thinking, Emma, check the fine print. And that's the thing. This story's got layers, and we're about to uncover some clues that'll make you question everything. Now, let's talk about David, because he's the enigma at the heart of this viral story. At first glance, he seems like your typical corporate guy. Mid-40s, tailored suit, charming smile, the kind of person who could sell ice to a penguin. He's introduced himself as the CEO of Peak Solutions, a company that, according to its slick website, specializes in innovative marketing solutions. But as Emma sits there, trying to process his bombshell comment about wanting a life partner, she's noticing little things that don't add up. His office is pristine, almost too perfect, like it's staged for a photo shoot. There's no buzz of employees outside, no ringing phones or clacking keyboards, just an eerie quiet. And David's questions? They're getting weirder. He's asking about her family traditions, her thoughts on raising kids, even whether she'd be open to relocating for the right person. Emma's trying to stay professional, but her gut's screaming that something's off. You're probably wondering, who is this guy, and what's his deal? Is he a lonely rich guy pulling a stunt, or is there something more calculated going on? This is the kind of mystery that's blowing up on YouTube, with people searching for creepy interview experiences and true story plot twists, because they want to unravel the truth just as much as you do. Stick with me, because David's got secrets, and we're about to dig into them. Here's where the plot thickens, and a subplot starts to emerge. While Emma's grappling with this bizarre interview, we shift perspectives to someone else who's tied to this story. Let's call her Sarah, a former applicant who interviewed with David a few months ago. Sarah's a 30-year-old marketing strategist, sharp and ambitious, who thought she was a shoo-in for a role at Peak Solutions. Her interview started out normal. Typical questions about her experience, her portfolio, the usual. But then, just like with Emma, things took a turn. David started asking personal questions, probing into her life goals, her relationship status, even her views on marriage. Sarah brushed it off at first, thinking it was just small talk, but when David hinted that the role he had in mind was more about partnership than professional, she politely wrapped things up and left. Unlike Emma, Sarah didn't stick around. She trusted her instincts and bolted. But here's the kicker. When Sarah tried to follow up with Peak Solutions, the company's email bounced back, and the website she'd applied through? Gone. Poof. Like it never existed. Now, Sarah's starting to wonder if she dodged a bullet or stumbled onto something bigger. You're probably thinking, okay, this is getting shady. And you're right. This subplot adds a whole new layer of intrigue, making you question whether Peak Solutions is even a real company or if David's running some kind of elaborate scheme. People are eating this up on YouTube, searching for scam job interviews and true crime stories, because it's got that addictive mix of suspense and, what's next? Energy. Back to Emma, who's still in the hot seat, trying to navigate this increasingly uncomfortable situation. She's starting to piece things together, but she's not ready to call David out just yet. Part of her wants to play along, see where this is going, maybe gather enough info to figure out his game. The other part? It's screaming for her to grab her bag and run. But Emma's no pushover, she's got a stubborn streak, and she's not about to let this guy rattle her. So, she starts asking questions of her own, turning the tables a bit. Tell me more about Peak Solutions, she says, keeping her tone light but her eyes sharp. David's answers are smooth, almost rehearsed, but they're vague. Lots of buzzwords like growth and vision but no specifics. It's like he's reading from a script, and Emma's not buying it. You can feel the tension building, right? It's like a chess match, each of them testing the other, and you're right there in the middle, wondering who's going to make the next move. This kind of psychological drama is why stories like this are trending. People are searching for mind-blowing true stories and real-life mysteries because they want to feel that edge-of-your-seat thrill, and this one's delivering big time. As we peel back more layers, another wrinkle emerges, this time from David's side. Through a quick flashback, we learn a bit about his past. Not enough to explain everything, but just enough to make you question his motives. David wasn't always this polished, enigmatic figure. A decade ago, he was a small-town guy with big dreams, working odd jobs and struggling to find his place. Something changed along the way, maybe a windfall, maybe a reinvention, but whatever it was, it turned him into the man sitting across from Emma, spinning tales and dodging questions. There's a hint of loneliness in his past, a failed relationship that left him jaded, but the details are fuzzy, like a half-finished puzzle. Is he genuinely looking for love in the weirdest way possible, or is this a cover for something darker? You're probably starting to form your own theories, and that's exactly what makes this story so gripping. It's not just about what's happening, but why, and you're piecing it together with every new clue. This kind of layered storytelling is catnip for YouTube audiences, with search terms like hidden motives and shocking backstories lighting up because people love a mystery that keeps them guessing. The suspense is ramping up, and Emma's starting to feel the walls closing in. David's latest question, what would you sacrifice for the life you really want? Feels like a test, and the way he's watching her, like he's memorizing every word, is giving her chills. She's still playing it cool, but her mind's racing, connecting dots between his odd behavior and the red flags she's been ignoring. Did she miss something in the job posting? Was there a clue she overlooked? And what about that website? Why did it look so generic, like it was thrown together overnight? You're right there with her, feeling that mix of curiosity and dread, wondering if she's in over her head. Meanwhile, Sarah's subplot is bubbling in the background. She's been digging into Peak Solutions, asking around in her network, and she's starting to hear whispers about other women who got similar invites from David. None of them took the bait, but the pattern's there, and it's unsettling. You're probably thinking, this is bigger than just Emma. And that's the hook that keeps you locked in. This isn't just one wild interview. It's a web of deception, and we're only halfway through untangling it. Just when you think you've got a handle on things, another curveball lands. Emma notices something on David's desk, a small, old-fashioned photo frame, half hidden behind a stack of papers. It's a picture of a woman, smiling, but the frame's dusty, like it hasn't been touched in years. Who is she? A sister? A lost love? Or something else entirely? Emma doesn't ask about it, she's got enough to deal with, but that little detail sticks with her, adding another layer to the mystery. You're probably itching to know more, and I don't blame you. This is the kind of cliffhanger that makes YouTube stories go viral. People are searching for true story mysteries and crazy plot twists because they want that rush of not knowing what's coming next. Emma's about to make a decision that'll change the course of this encounter, but before she does, she's going to uncover one more clue that'll make her question everything she thought she knew about David and his so-called company. What does she find, and how does it shift the game? You're going to have to keep watching to find out, because this story's only getting crazier from here. Emma's pulse is racing as she sits across from David, that dusty photo frame on his desk burning a hole in her curiosity. The air in the conference room feels thicker now, like the walls are holding their breath, waiting for her next move. She's just caught a glimpse of something else, a faint logo on a folder tucked under David's papers, one that doesn't match the sleek branding of Peak Solutions. It's a small detail, but it's enough to make her wonder if this whole setup is a facade. David's still talking, his voice smooth as ever, but his latest question, what would you sacrifice for the life you really want? Is ringing in her ears like a warning bell. She's trying to keep her cool, but every instinct is screaming that she's not just in a weird interview. She's in the middle of something much bigger, something that's starting to feel dangerous. You're probably right there with her, heart pounding, wondering what that logo means and who the woman in the photo is. This is the kind of jaw-dropping moment that's trending all over YouTube. People are searching for shocking true stories and crazy plot twists because they're hooked on the suspense, the drama, and the thrill of not knowing what's coming next. And trust me, we're about to crank up the stakes with a twist that'll leave you speechless. So stick with me as we dive deeper into this wild viral tale. Emma decides to take a risk. She's not ready to bolt yet. She's too stubborn, too curious, and frankly she wants answers. So she leans forward, flashing a smile that's more confident than she feels, and says, David, you keep talking about the right person. What exactly are you looking for? Because I'm here for a job, not a lifestyle seminar. It's a bold move, and for a split second, David's polished mask slips. His smile falters, and there's a flicker of something in his eyes. Surprise, maybe, or annoyance. But he recovers quickly, chuckling like she's made a cute joke. "Oh, Emma, you're sharp. I like that. Let's just say I'm looking for someone extraordinary. Someone who can be a partner in every sense." The way he says, partner, sends a chill down her spine, and you can probably feel it too. It's not just creepy, it's calculated, like he's been playing this game for a while. You're probably thinking, "Emma, get out of there." But here's where things get even wilder. As David reaches for his coffee, his sleeve rides up, revealing a tattoo on his wrist, a small, intricate symbol that looks oddly familiar. Emma's seen it before, but where? Her mind races, trying to place it, and that's when the unexpected twist hits. The logo on the folder, the one that didn't match Peak Solutions? It's the same symbol as his tattoo. This isn't just a quirky interview gone wrong. This is something organized, something deliberate, and Emma's just stumbled into the heart of it. YouTube's buzzing with searches for hidden conspiracies and real-life mysteries, because stories like this, with their mind-blowing reveals, are what keep viewers glued to the screen. Meanwhile, Sarah's subplot is heating up, adding another layer of intrigue that's going to blow your mind. Sarah, the former applicant who dodged David's weird interview months ago, hasn't let it go. She's been digging, reaching out to her network. And she's found 2 other women who got similar invites from Peak Solutions. Both had interviews that started normal but quickly veered into personal territory, with David probing about their lives and dropping hints about partnership. Like Sarah, they bailed when things got weird, but here's the chilling part. One of them, a woman named Rachel, swears she saw David at a coffee shop weeks later, watching her from across the room. He didn't approach her, just stared, and when she tried to confront him, he was gone. Sarah's starting to think this isn't just about fake job postings. David's targeting women, but for what? Is he a con artist? A stalker? Or something even more unsettling? She's been searching online, and she's stumbled across a forum where people share stories about ghost companies that vanish after recruiting events. The posts are vague, but there's that same symbol again. The one from David's tattoo, the one on the folder. Sarah doesn't know Emma's in that office right now, but their stories are converging, and you can feel the tension building like a storm about to break. This kind of multi-layered drama is why people are searching for true crime stories and shocking interview scams on YouTube. They want to be pulled into a web of suspense, and this story's delivering big time. Back in the conference room, the stakes are skyrocketing. Emma's trying to keep the conversation going while her brain scrambles to connect the dots. That symbol, it's nagging at her, like a memory she can't quite grab. Was it on a billboard? A website? Or something more personal? She's starting to wonder if she's seen it in her own research, maybe while scrolling job boards or clicking through company profiles. David's oblivious to her inner panic, or maybe he's not. He's still talking, now about building a legacy and how the right person would share his vision. But his words are starting to sound less like a pitch and more like a manifesto, and Emma's not sure how much longer she can play along. Then, another bombshell drops. David casually mentions that he's been vetting candidates for months, and Emma's name didn't come from a job board, it came from a recommendation. What? She never gave anyone permission to share her info, and the job posting she applied to was public, wasn't it? Her mind flashes to her LinkedIn, her portfolio site, even her social media. Has someone been watching her? You're probably as freaked out as she is, because this is the kind of twist that makes you rethink everything. YouTube's algorithm loves this stuff. Searches for personal data scams and crazy true stories are trending because people are obsessed with these real-life nightmares that feel like they could happen to anyone. As the tension mounts, we get a glimpse into David's perspective. Not enough to unravel his motives, but enough to make you question what's driving him. Through another quick flashback, we see him in a different setting, years ago, standing in a crowded room at what looks like a networking event. He's younger, less polished, but that same symbol is there, pinned to his lapel like a badge. He's talking to someone, a woman who looks eerily similar to the one in the photo on his desk, and there's a desperation in his voice, like he's trying to convince her of something. The memory's fleeting, but it's clear that whatever happened back then shaped the man sitting across from Emma now. Is he chasing a lost love? Trying to recreate something he lost? Or is this about power, control, something far more sinister? You're probably spinning theories left and right, and that's what makes this story so addictive. It's not just about the what, it's about the why, and every clue pulls you deeper. This kind of psychological depth is catnip for YouTube audiences, with search terms like hidden agendas and true story suspense lighting up because people crave that rush of piecing together a puzzle. Emma's reaching her breaking point, but she's not out of moves yet. She decides to push harder, asking David point-blank about the company's projects, hoping to catch him off guard. "What kind of campaigns is Peak Solutions working on right now?" she asks, her voice steady despite the chaos in her head. David hesitates, just for a second, but it's enough to confirm her suspicions. He launches into another vague spiel about disruptive innovation, but it's all fluff, and Emma's done pretending. She's about to call him out when her phone buzzes in her bag. It's a text from an unknown number, and the message is short but chilling: "Get out now." He's not who he says he is. Her breath catches, and she glances at David, who's still talking, unaware of the text. "Who sent it? Sarah? One of the other women? Or someone else entirely? Someone who's been watching this whole thing unfold?" You're probably screaming at the screen, "Emma, run!" But she's frozen, torn between confronting David and bolting for the door. The room feels smaller now, the symbol on his wrist seeming to pulse with a life of its own. This is the kind of cliffhanger that makes YouTube go wild. People are searching for real-life thrillers and shocking story reveals, because they want to feel that adrenaline spike, and this moment's got it in spades. What does Emma do next, and what's the truth behind that text? You're going to have to keep watching, because this story's racing toward a climax that'll leave you floored. Emma's hand trembles as she stares at the text on her phone. "Get out now." He's not who he says he is. The words sear into her brain, and the conference room, already stifling, feels like it's closing in. David's still talking, his voice a smooth drone about shared visions and destiny, but Emma's barely listening. Her eyes dart to the symbol on his wrist, then to the matching logo on the folder, and finally to the dusty photo frame with the mysterious woman's face. Every clue is screaming that she's in deeper than she realized, and that text, anonymous urgent, has just lit a fuse. You're probably on the edge of your seat, heart racing, wondering who sent it and whether Emma's about to bolt or confront this guy. This is the kind of nail-biting drama that's trending all over YouTube right now. People are searching for shocking true stories and real-life thrillers because they're addicted to the suspense, the stakes, and the rush of a story that keeps you guessing until the very end. We're racing toward the climax of this wild tale, and I promise you, the resolution is going to blow your mind with a final twist that'll leave you talking about this video for days. Stick with me, because we're about to unravel every mystery and tie up every loose end in a way you won't forget. Emma's instincts kick into overdrive. She's done playing nice. She needs answers, and she needs them now. Slipping her phone back into her bag, she straightens up and locks eyes with David, cutting him off mid-sentence. "Who recommended me for this interview?" she asks, her voice sharp enough to slice through his polished charm. David blinks, caught off guard, and for the first time, he seems rattled. He recovers quickly, flashing that too smooth smile, but it's strained. "A mutual connection," he says vaguely, waving a hand. "Someone who thought you'd be a perfect fit." But Emma's not buying it. She presses harder, her voice steady despite the adrenaline pumping through her. "What's with the symbol? The one on your wrist, on the folder. It's not Peak Solutions logo. What's it mean?" The question lands like a grenade, and David's face changes. The charm evaporates, replaced by something colder, more calculating. He leans forward, his voice low. "You're observant, Emma. That's good. But some questions are better left unasked." The threat in his tone is subtle but unmistakable, and you can probably feel the chill running through you, just like it's hitting Emma. This is the moment everything's been building toward. The climax where the truth starts to claw its way out. YouTube's buzzing with searches for crazy plot twists and true crime reveals. Because this kind of high-stakes showdown is what keeps viewers glued to the screen, and we're not slowing down yet. Before Emma can respond, the door to the conference room swings open, and a woman steps in. She's in her late 30s, poised, with a no-nonsense air that shifts the room's energy. "David, we need to talk," she says, her voice clipped. Emma's stunned, and David looks like he's been slapped. The woman glances at Emma, her expression softening for a split second, and then she drops the bombshell. "I'm Rachel. I sent you the text." Emma's mind reels. Rachel, the woman from Sarah's subplot, the one who saw David watching her in a coffee shop. But how did she know Emma was here? And why is she confronting David now? Rachel doesn't give David a chance to spin another story. She turns to Emma, her words urgent. This isn't a company. It's a front. He's been using fake job postings to target women, and you're not the first. The revelation hits like a thunderclap, and you're probably as shocked as Emma, piecing together the clues, the symbol, the ghost company, the personal questions. David's face twists, a mix of anger and desperation, and he starts to stand, but Rachel's already pulling out her phone, dialing someone. I've got proof, she says, her eyes locked on him. And the police are on their way. This is the kind of heart-pounding climax that's trending on YouTube. Searches for real-life conspiracies and shocking story endings are lighting up because people crave the moment when the truth finally breaks free. As the pieces fall into place, we flash to Sarah, who's been working behind the scenes to unravel this mystery. Sarah's subplot ties in seamlessly here. She's the one who connected Rachel to Emma. After finding those forum posts about ghost companies, Sarah tracked down Rachel and learned she'd been investigating David ever since that creepy coffee shop encounter. Together, they'd been piecing together his pattern. David used Peak Solutions as a lure, posting fake job ads on legit platforms to attract ambitious women like Emma. The interviews were his way of vetting them, not for jobs, but for something personal, though not quite the romantic fantasy he claimed. The symbol, it turns out, belongs to a defunct self-help group David was part of years ago, one that preached finding your perfect match through manipulative tactics. The woman in the photo? His ex-fiancée, who left him when she saw through his obsession with control. David wasn't looking for a wife. He was trying to rebuild a warped version of that lost relationship, using deception to draw women in. Sarah and Rachel had been tracking his latest postings, and when Sarah saw Emma's name on a hacked email chain from David's account, they knew they had to act. Rachel rushed to the office, sending that text just in time. You're probably nodding along, seeing how every clue, the tattoo, the folder, the photo, clicks into place. This kind of intricate resolution is why people search for true story mysteries and mind-blowing reveals on YouTube. They want that satisfying payoff, and this story's delivering it in spades. Emma's head is spinning as Rachel lays out the truth, but she's not out of danger yet. David's cornered, and desperate people do desperate things. He lunges for the door, but Emma's faster. She grabs the heavy folder from his desk and hurls it, papers flying everywhere. It's enough to slow him down, and Rachel blocks the exit, her phone still pressed to her ear. They're almost here, she says, and sure enough, the faint wail of sirens cuts through the tension. David slumps back into his chair, defeated, his carefully crafted persona crumbling. Emma's shaking, but there's a fire in her now. She's not just a victim. She's a survivor who helped bring this guy down. The police burst in moments later, cuffing David as he mutters about misunderstandings. Emma and Rachel exchange a look, a silent acknowledgement of what they've just been through. It's a powerful moment, one that resonates with anyone who's ever faced a situation where the odds felt stacked against them. You're probably feeling that mix of relief and adrenaline, the kind that comes when a story wraps up but leaves you thinking. YouTube audiences love this. Searches for heroic true stories and real-life justice are trending because people want to see the good guys win, and this resolution hits all the right notes. But just when you think it's over, here's the final twist that'll leave you in awe. As the police lead David away, one of the officers hands Emma a small card that fell out of the scattered papers. It's a business card, but not for Peak Solutions. It's for a private investigation firm, with Rachel's name on it. Emma's jaw drops, and Rachel gives her a wry smile. I wasn't just another applicant, she admits. I've been tracking guys like him for years. Rachel's not just a whistleblower. She's a professional who's made it her mission to shut down scams like David's. The coffee shop encounter? A deliberate move to spook him. The hacked email chain? Her work with Sarah, who's now considering a career in investigative journalism. This twist reframes everything. Rachel wasn't a victim. She was the mastermind, and Emma was the final piece in her plan to nail David. You're probably reeling, just like I was when I first pieced this together. It's the kind of jaw-dropping reveal that's trending on YouTube. Searches for unexpected story twists and real-life heroes are soaring because people love a story that flips the script one last time. As the dust settles, Emma walks out of the office into the Chicago evening, the city lights glittering like a promise of new beginnings. She's shaken but stronger, her ambition intact but tempered with a new wariness. She texts Sarah, thanking her for the heads up, and they agree to meet up, maybe start a group chat with other women who crossed David's path. The experience has changed her, but it's also connected her to people like Rachel and Sarah, who remind her that she's not alone. Reflecting on it all, Emma realizes the real takeaway isn't just about spotting red flags. It's about trusting your gut and finding strength in unexpected allies. For you, watching this, it's a reminder that life's curveballs can lead to moments of courage and connection. This story's gone viral because it's more than a wild tale. It's a human one, full of lessons that hit home. YouTube's buzzing with searches for inspiring true stories and life-changing moments, because people want to feel that spark, and this video's got it. So, what's next for Emma, Sarah, and Rachel? And what other secrets might they uncover? That's a story for another day, but for now, hit that like button, share this with your friends, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments, because this is one tale you won't forget.